Not everyone who grows up in a normal family. Some of us grow up in places we are taught and we learn from ourselves that we should share even the littlest, most tiny things we have to share with each other. I was brought up in an orphanage and I would like to share today my experience. Hello, Internet. How are you doing? I hope everyone is doing good. I'm also doing good. It's just that I haven't been here for a couple of days and I felt like, oh, something was still pushing me to come back for a video or something. And I hope I keep on, posting it and every time. Although sometimes it's really hard, but hey, let's get on it, okay? So this I found myself in a public school in our local where I used to live with my grandmother. Okay, and this place, there's a teacher who she was called Mrs. Muchemi, if I remember her. I'm sure that was her name. She calls me one day and she tells me, oh, you go to your grandmother, tell her tomorrow to come with you because I have some information I would like to share with her. And I go home and I tell my grandmother, Mrs. Moshemi is calling you tomorrow. And I'm thinking, oh, why is the teacher calling my grandmother? And my grandmother takes me to the teacher, and then the teacher tells her, or I found out through the church that I go, which is Catholic. She too was a Catholic. So she tells my grandmother that there's this school that is opening and it's for orphans. Remember like my mom had passed like a year before the school was being open. So this the teacher tells her, there is this orphanage that is open up in the local, but it's not far away from our place. It's kind of far because you have to travel by a bus or a Nissan, and they are taking kids. And this teacher wanted me to be picked by those the school because she had seen my struggle. She knew me when I had my mom, and she knew me when I lost her, and she still saw the way I was lacking uniform. I was lacking the shoes. I used to go in the early in the morning on the dew. Remember, in the morning when the grass has water, the dew. And this was terrible. When you get to the class, all your fingernails are like frozen. So she wanted me to be picked by that orphanage. And you know what, my grandmother was so happy about with the news, and she told me, yes, we're gonna try this thing. So we contacted one of the brother to my mom, and we told him, like, the grandmother told him that she's going to try to take me to that school so that I can get the help that I need, because she's not able to take care of me anymore, and she's also getting old. So this uncle then refutes, and then he's like, he doesn't want to get involved because we only like needed fare to go and see the school, to go and find out more, to go and be registered and everything. But we went for the first time. My grandmother sold her one chicken. I don't remember what was the cost of that chicken, by the way, back in the day. So we sold the chicken and we got fare. We went, and then we found a lot of parents and everything, and all the people who had come with their orphans, the guardians. And I don't know how I managed, but I don't know, this woman who was speaking to us. And when I was seated just there with my grandmother, she just called me and she's like, what is your name? I told her, I'm Junita. And she tells me, Junita, line up on that side, go write your name, we're going to take your pictures and everything. So I was the first person to get to be called to that position, and I was number one. So they take my pictures, they take my details and everything, and then they tell us, like, next week you're gonna come, there is also something, because we are looking for sponsors for these pictures we are taking in the US and in Canada. So wherever you land to get your sponsor, that will be your provider henceforth. So me, I'm taking my we are going home again, and then the next time we are having the meeting, my grandmother sells another chicken. Okay, let me make the story short. Okay, so we sold like all the chicken. There were 6. We sold all of them. because we wanted to get fare, and these meetings were so many, and they were consuming a lot of fares. And my grandma sold all of them, and by the time she was getting done, most of the last day, the last day, that is when I was like, these people, they are coming to check on the background, to count, to check if really we are the deserving kids we say we are. And the first place they came was in my area, and they came to my place, my grandmother's place, and I was welcoming them, and they said they liked how I smiled. I don't know whether you like my smile, but anyway, that is how I got to be trusted by these people. They just like the way I smiled. Let me smile. So these people, they are liking me because of the smile and everything. Then they tell me, "Oh, can you take us round because you are conversant with the area?" I go taking them round to all the kids who are living there, because I know the primary school. I know where some kids are, you know. So I take them round. I take them the whole day, and trust you me, we never ate anything. They never even like. I think they bought some sweets or something in a shop. They never took anything. So I was there taking them, and it's miles, kilometers of kilometers, because we are going to this house, we go the other house is like a kilometer, and then you come back, you go to another place, even you, like that, until the whole day was done, and we were done. And they were so happy with me, and they told me, you know what, next Monday when people are reporting to school, you come, because we have already, they told me it's a secret, but already they just picked me because I was, I had taken them through all the what is it called, the tamaking, or finding those homes, and collecting data. And the time that I was supposed to report, I didn't have like a box, I didn't have like a bed sheet, blanket, those things. They told us to go report with them, they were not providing. And now the hectic part of it was, me was sharing my bed with my grandmother, and we were not having a lot, like I had said, and all our chicken was sold by now, and none of my uncle is supporting my grandmother. Some were even saying, "Oh, these organizations that are starting, they are somehow demonic. You're going to take your kid there, and then they and then they will suck their blood, and then they are going to, all those things, those stories, them from the village." And I didn't report that day. So the people from my area who reported that day, they were asked by the lady who said that I was smiling. They asked her, where is Junita? Did you check whether this week she has reported to school?" And then they told her, yes, she was. So this lady from this orphanage tells one of the guardians, "You go, make sure Junita reports to school tomorrow. Even if she doesn't have a thing, tell the grandmother to report her tomorrow." And my grandmother took one of my uncle's old boxes that was timber. It wasn't even metallic like the way other people are reporting. Mine was a timber one. And, and we are working the next day. Now we went, and then the lady from the gate, the orphanage, saw me, and she checked what things I had brought. She found out I had brought nothing. She told me to go inside with my box. She went to town in Nanyuki. She bought bed sheets, she bought blanket, don't know what other personal items she bought. She bought for me. And that's how I started my life in an orphanage. So now, coming back, that is the story that is how I landed there. It was a fight to belong. And the first times when I'm in this home, you find that we are so many kids. We're coming from people are coming from Nakuru, other kids are coming from Samburu, other kids are coming from Nairobi. There were some who are coming from Kinangop, some who are coming from Kiserian, the some from Laikipia and Nyahururu. Most of them, they were from Nyahururu, most of them. Yeah, a good number was from Nyahururu. And then Baringo, there was all these different tribes. And let me tell you, like the first week, it was all singing, getting to know the environment, getting to see the classes. Now some teachers are reporting one by one. You are being introduced, and everything is looking very good, very good. I miss that experience. You're waking up, you're finding a full bread that is this slice. In my place, I couldn't even. I could see a piece of bread when my uncles are coming from Nairobi, and they would bring that big family bread. And I couldn't sleep if that bread is in the same house with me. So when this school is offering every day that bread, every day tea with milk and sugar, tea that is strong, that is, milk is poured well by a person who is grateful to be awake that day. Oh my God. So the first times when you're not taking bread, we would take a boiled eggs, and in the evening you'd get multivitamins. Every one of us, we didn't see any difference. We were living so well. And then I found out, like, during the weekend, because some of us were really young, we had not known how to clean our clothes. There were those women from the kitchen who used to clean our clothes. So if you're not able to wash your clothes, you take them, and then they are cleaned. Your bed sheets are cleaned by them, and then you can help if you want. Before we started even learning, so when we started learning, now the whole environment is now changing. You're getting acquainted. This is your home. This place is a place you don't want to go for holiday, because, oh my, kids are many, stories are many from different places, tribes. I don't even know if we ever spoke in our mother tongue, because everyone came, and then we were told how to interact with each other. So you find, like, even the people who are coming from the very interior places, they were not so much wouldn't talk some good Swahili, but after staying a bit with those who are, you know they are learning, and then they can communicate. It was good. The first beginnings of this place was good, and I wish that it stayed that for the rest of our. Yeah. So the routine was, you wake up at, I think, 6. We were waking up at 6, get a shower, you wash the compound, you clean the compound, the corridors, the trenches, you work, and then you go for classes, and then you come out, you take your porridge, and then you go for classes starts. And it was so good. You at break time, you come out, you take some tea, and then you go back to class, and then you wait for lunch. You can either get rice, you can either get githeri with a big potato in the middle, cooked with even carrots and everything. In the evening, you can get some very good spinach with ugali and a piece of meat, which is big. We were eating good. I can't complain. We're eating good. So the rules of this place were, always to be your brother's keeper, and that is something that we were taught from the beginning. And let me tell you, it was made like a must. You must follow the rules. You must follow the rule. When you see a person who is your, and that is your brother and sister, remember the orphanage was both holding the both girls and boys. So whenever you find, like, your friend is in trouble, you help that person, you correct before it gets yeah to the authorities or the teachers or anyone there. Yeah. And then we were told how to sharing. Even our guardians were not supposed to come in this orphanage. They were told to keep off, because when they come and you are not visited, you'll begin asking yourself some question, and maybe you're just an orphan who was even left on the road. You don't have your parents, don't have your guardian. So we were told, like, there were no parents or guardians who were coming to this place. Okay. And then there were friends. We made a lot of friendship. I think the orphanage is the home where, even if you grow, you go to uh, high school, you go to college, you go to university, you do your masters, there is still this belonging where you have, like, you still remember I'm my brother's keeper. These things doesn't end because you have cleared the you are out of the orphanage. Me, I can tell you for like even up to now, there are people I talk to from the orphanage, and I don't have anyone in this life that I talk to. But that place had like real brothers, real sisters. The connection stays no matter what, you know. And then the fears, growing up, you are thinking now, after some time, after years, you are now thinking, oh, now this is not my place. This place we are being helped. And now, after being helped, my one of my fears was I was taken back to class 4 because that is where the director wanted the classes to begin. So I used to have this fear of when I get to class 8, so where am I going? Who is going to educate me? Because I wasn't seeing anyone from my family who was going to take that initiative. And true be it, there was no one who would have taken that, responsibility. So those were kind of fears that I used to have. I used to ask myself, will I ever come back to the same orphanage? And, like becoming back and everything, just being around the school and feeling this is where my roots started. And because these people were really good, the teachers were really very hardworking. They taught us good English. They taught us how to, even with, like spoon feeding. Me, I'm a person who didn't like maths, and I wasn't doing well with in maths. And this teacher was the head teacher. He was called Mr. Karimi. He used to spoon feed you maths. Even biscuit, he would come with some biscuit and he tells you, oh, you know what, just to motivate you so that you can work hard in that maths. Anyway, things these things were really good, and I learned so much in this home. Okay. Loneliness, yes, there is something that always gonna hit you no matter where you are, be it that you are loved or you are not, because I think it start hitting you like sometimes it's not always all laughing with people around you. Sometimes you get to quarrel with your brother or your sister, and you sometimes the friends you're having, like, people. We are living with people, not animals. So those are times, there was times that I used to feel very lonely, and I wish like I could just get out of that place and go to somewhere else, you know and that one actually changed because I didn't changed when I got like my sponsor, the lady who started helping me out with the journals and everything. She taught me how to write every journals, how to express myself in a book and then hide it. And that is maybe how I maneuvered loneliness. Okay. What hurt most? Oh my gosh, some teachers were really bad and some employees. Yeah, it happens, and especially adults. Sometimes they look at kids and they can just see like you are messing big deal, and I don't want, I'm not entertaining this. But sometimes maybe with the teachers they can control it. But when the employed ladies, maybe from the kitchen, they are not that, they're not that motherly. They can say things. I remember once we were cooking chapati. We are preparing chapati, and it's the big girls who are being shown how to cook chapatis for dinner. And there's a party tomorrow, so you make a lot of chapatis because all of us, we are going to, and the guest and everything. So me and my friends stole the chapatis. No, not like stealing, but it's stealing still, because we are cooking chapatis and we want to taste. We want to taste how they are tasting before all the other kids have tasted, you know. and we took a lot of like chapati, like two, and you hide it in the leso, you hide it in the leso, and it's burning you, and this mother just sees you, and she saw me and my friend. Her name was, I don't know, I don't want to mention her, but she knows. And this lady just fell for us, like she was calling us even devil. Oh my gosh, because she was calling me even Lucifer, just because of chapati. Me, from that day, even to this day, me, I don't like chapatis. That interest of taking those chapatis just went with that, because I used to remember even when in high school, and I used to call my friend, and when we meet, and I ask her, do you remember how we were ashamed in front of the whole school because of chapatis, and we were called devils. And we laugh it off, but it was at that time. Yeah. So that is, it hurt me, it hurt us, then that happens. So I think in most orphanages, and then there's time for there's time for guests who are coming. So when guests are coming, we prepare songs, and I used to be a leader for this musical, liturgical prefect, and I used to sing them very good, and I used to be around there, the first person who was singing loudly, you know dance moves, I'm there, so our director used to show us how to talk. He might pick randomly, you welcome the guests, you say thank you for what they have brought, you take pictures, you clap, you dance for them and everything. Those were very good times, by the way, when you're having guests. And now you feeling like, oh, people are loving us, neighborhood is loving us, the people around the local people, maybe they are coming to visit. And oh my gosh, those times, I think it was all mixed up in mixed emotions, mixed reactions, because I can say, like, I didn't like being there, but at the end of it, that is where everything was like crashing down for me, because I was even sent out. And that is how, when I was sent out of this school by the director, is because he thought that I was still in communication with the sponsor who had liked me in his school, and he didn't want me, because he felt like I was communicating, I was giving her secrets to the orphanage and everything. So one day he just tells my grandmother, you know what, come for your kid and you go. And by God's grace, I had the number for my sponsor written on one of my books. I don't know how I had managed to do that. Maybe it was just by God's grace. So I went, my grandmother took me home. And when I went home, I just told her, like, can we find a phone? I just try this number. If it goes through, then I can talk to my Mzungu sponsor. And we found a phone, and that time I was in class 8, and the exams had already gone out, like the results were out, and I called this lady and I tell her, oh, you know what, I am missing out on high school now, and the director has chased me out. He thinks that we are still in communication, and he doesn't want to see me around. And she asked me, like, do you want to go to a boarding school or a day school? So if you were me, oh my gosh, I wouldn't. The experience that I got from this orphanage, because I used to live there in the school, even for holidays, I just told her I want to go to a boarding school. I don't want to change it. So that's how I went through Nyahururu. And then I went from Nyahururu High School, a mixed school, and I did do well, because in that school I tried to commit suicide, and that is how I landed in Nyanza. Yeah, in high school, in another high school. That's why I completed and I passed. So that is story for another day. I just wanted to share my experience with you for lessons, the living that I used to live in, and how I came to live in an orphanage. Some of it I might have skipped, but let me let me just share what the experience was, and maybe some other times we can talk about the disorder, slow by slow. Everything is slow by slow, step by step until you get there. You know what? I'm thinking it's a bit dark. So I'm gonna end this video here. And when I come back, we're gonna be having a new video. So see you when you see me. Ciao.